I've been enjoying getting back into these beginner projects and showing new woodworkers how to get started. Today we're going to be building a six-pack caddy. It's a nice, easy project. I'm still working on a lot of craft projects for Summerfest, trying to get my name out there to the local community. And I thought this would really, this screams summer. You can put your beers in here, but it also would hold some barbecue sauces and whatnot. Great little project. You can even add a little bottle opener to the side if you want. There's always something new and exciting you can do to your own project. Today, six-pack holder. So let's get what? This? Oh, don't worry about this. We'll get into that in another video. Today, six packs. Let's go. Before we get started, hit subscribe and join the pack. I put content like this out every week. Here are the plans that I'm going to be working off of today. And here's the cut list. You're going to be seeing me making a lot of different cuts. I built 10 of these. If you're only building one, don't be nervous that you're seeing me making more cuts than you're making. Everything I cut, I used on my miter saw. These are all the 10-inch cuts to build the sides. And as you can see, I've got a huge pile there to go through. While I'm putting this together for you, I realized I didn't actually put a measurement across the top. The measurement at the peak is 1 5/8 inches. So you're going to come up 6.5 inches and then measure from the center, so you'll have 1 5/8 inches across the top. When you connect those lines, you get a 25-degree angle, which is what I'm cutting here. The way I'm cutting this actually became problematic. Once I make this cut on the angle, I can't flip it around to make the cut on the other side because I've changed the distance to the stop block because of removing that piece. So I had to flip the whole thing around and reset the whole thing, and I'll show you that right now. So if I had set it up this way originally, I could cut this angle, then flip it around, and I don't change the distance, but I get to make the cut the exact same on both sides. In the end, I got the results I wanted, but it was just a little extra work and a little more time. Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. They came out great. With the two solid sides sorted out, I want to move on to the long horizontal open fronts. And I'm going to turn to this milk crate of scraps. Some of these scraps actually turned into drink coasters. If you want to see that video, I have the, shiny! Shiny! Oh, I missed my hair. Oh, go away. Anyway, as I was trying to say, I have the drink coasters video linked in the description. I'm setting my saw to 1.5 inches. These sides that we're going to be making now are 1.5 inches by 1.25 inches thick. Not all these scraps were usable. Some of them were just way too thin. I don't use all these scraps. I do turn to other pieces of wood as well. But as I said, 1.5 inches wide by 1/4 inch thick. You're only going to need 4 of these. I was making enough to do 10, so I had to make 40 of them. It took some time, because not only did I need to get their width, but I also needed to get their thickness. For the benefit of our beginners, I'm going to use just basic hand tools to assemble this first one. It may be silly considering I've already been using a lot of power tools, but if you've made it this far, then this is for you. The pieces, which I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning, and I apologize for that, but these are 1/2 inch thick, which is why I measured 1/4 inch off the bottom. That will put me in the center once I nail it. This is 3/4 inch from each side, and I will make a center mark at 2 5/8. Once those are marked, I want to grab a 1/16 inch drill bit and just make small pilot holes. This will make nailing much easier, and it'll make it so we don't split the soft pine. To assemble, we start with a little bit of glue, and then we move on to the nails. I want to do the outer edges first to make sure it's lined up evenly. Then I'll do the center one. And we just do the same to the other side. A little bit of glue, line it up, get the nails in, and away we go. Now we're going to add those strips that we cut. I just make the first one flush with the bottom. I'm going to come in 1/4 of an inch to make sure I get into the center of that 1/2 inch piece. Maybe you're the type of person that likes doing things more than once, having things split and break. If that's you, I don't judge. That's fine. Don't bother pre-drilling. But if you like things coming together the right way, hit it with a little bit of glue, make sure you do your pre-drill so the wood doesn't split, and then nail it. It will come together perfectly. I've set a 3-inch gap between these pieces. I've already glued it and pre-drilled, so now it's just time to set the nails. Then I'll flip it over and do the same to the other side. To attach the handle, I've used some glue, and I'm also using a clamp to hold it in place to make the pre-drilling easier. From there, I'll sink a couple of nails and call it done. I think it came out great, but it took a long time to build it. Now, if I'm going to build a lot of these, then I needed to figure out a way to make them faster. So I'm going to set my square aside, and I made this gauge. This is going to measure 1/4 of an inch up and just make it a little less cumbersome than holding the square. The assembly goes the same. You have a little bit of glue, only without any pre-drilling this time. I'll go right to the nail gun, and it fires the nail in, usually without splitting the wood. And I will build all the bases first, and then I will move on to the long strips. These are the same. They get a little bit of glue, no pre-drill again, and a quick shot with the nail gun. To make measuring more efficient, I built this spacer. This will measure the 3 inches. Then the same thing, glue, nails, do it to both sides. This took me, I don't know, probably 5 minutes to put together versus maybe 20-30 minutes to put the other one together. The general 6-pack holder is done. If you want to just leave it like that, it's complete. But if you would like some dividers to separate the bottles, I'm going to cut all those pieces now. To make the slots, I'm going to come over to my router table. I'm using a 1/4 inch upcut bit to make these. I've also made a little sled, and I'm using a stop block. I'm coming in 2 1/4 inches. That'll be half the distance, so they'll slide together perfectly. Once I get the longer pieces, I'll move on to the short piece. This just gets 1 slot in the middle. And as I said, I'm making enough for 10, so you'll only need 1 long one and 2 small ones. For the handle, I'm using a 1-inch dowel, which conveniently is the same thickness as wooden broom handles. I had 3 of those kicking around, so I cut them down and made all the handles. I also built this little gauge. This is going to allow me to replicate the measurement and make sure the handles go in the same spot on every single one. I matched the 25-degree bevel that we cut earlier, and there's a little lip that'll catch on the top so that the distance down is the same every single time. I almost didn't even build it. I figured, well, I'm only making 10 of these. How hard is it just to measure down each one of them? But I decided to go for it, made it up on the fly, and I'm really glad I did it. It made short work of this. Plus, as an unplanned bonus, when I flip it around, I can use the center line to find where my nails are going to go. It'll show me the distance down, and it shows me where center is without even having to measure. I think if I was back in Boston, they'd say, "Dude, you're wicked smart." And with the build complete, there's nothing left to do but make it pretty. You can use whatever color or finish you want on this. I chose a honey stain. My daughter actually picked this color out for a vanity table that I built for her. I'll link that in the description as well if you want to learn how to build that. I've really fallen in love with this color. I've actually used it on a lot of my recent builds. It's just got a way to bring out the grain and give just a nice rustic look, which is really what I was going for, especially with this project. When I was putting the bottle opener on, I discovered that the screws that came with this are slightly longer than the 1/2 inch wood that I'm using. So the top screw goes in no problem, screws right into the back of the handle. The lower screw, I did a pilot hole, not drilling all the way through, just slightly in. Then I take my lineman pliers and I nip the end of the screw off, so when I put it in, it won't come out the backside. It's a little extra work, but in the end, I'm really glad I did these bottle openers. They look awesome. There we go. Another completed project. I think it came out great. Works awesome. Got 6 different beers in here right now. I think we should try it out just to make sure it works. I mean, boss isn't looking, right? Come on. So, oh, it does work. Coincidentally, I've got a glass right here. Crazy. Have a beer with me. Well, I think it's fitting that we can sit and have a beer together. It's kind of a celebration. I started this business a year ago this month. I was still teaching at the time, but I started the LLC, and I guess that is where I officially say that Sawdog Woodworking started. I was starting to breathe life into the business even while I was still teaching, nights, weekends, and even sometimes during school. It was the right choice to leave. Public education is tough, and I'd become a walking bummer, and I just didn't want to be that anymore. And the job is too important for somebody who's burnt out to stay at. So I decided to move on, and it's been the right decision. We're still on one income. Technically, I bring in a few clients here and there. Starting a small business takes a while, and we both, my wife and I, knew that this was potentially going to be what the first year and potentially even the first 2 years looked like, of just being very lean, but it's okay. I think with anything, you have to continue to persevere or you'll never succeed. You have to be willing to take these leaps of faith or nothing will ever happen and you just stay stuck. So this is my 29th job. I'm not one to sit idle. I get bored easy, and honestly, I know my worth, and if my job doesn't appreciate that worth, then I move on, and it's worked out. So I just want to take the minute to say thank you to you for coming and checking this out. There's 233 of you who have subscribed. I can't appreciate you more. I really can't. I think you're just wonderful for coming and sharing time with me, and I'm just going to keep doing the best I can. I'm going to put out as great a content as I can. I get to continue to be a teacher and show you what I know. And tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog, tell everybody to come check this out. And I'm going to always be doing my best to improve this and just make it the greatest learning experience we both can have. And hopefully make it a community where we can all start sharing what we know. But until then, again, thank you so much. I'm very grateful that I even have 233 people taking an interest in this, and I hope to see many more. Until then, though, thank you. Keep coming back. Tell everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye.